Welcome to GNT, your one-stop shop for gaming news and whatever else we want to talk about. I'm Nick.
And I'm Brandon.
Just want to make sure it comes up on Twitch there. Usually, there we go. Okay. Today we're going to start off. YouTube has announced a new TV service that you can stream over the internet. It'll have ABC, Fox, ESPN, Disney, FX, and more. It doesn't have as many as like Dish, obviously, but it'll have a cloud DVR service with no storage limits, but I think it'll erase shows after 9 months. And then also includes the YouTube Red programming, and it'll be, I think, $35 a month, which I don't know, like everyone's prices. I saw some people saying that, after you have internet, if you just had internet and then have this as a separate service, then you might be able to find better deals. If you just had Amazon or Netflix or something, But it's another option. I always get excited to see more options, may create some more competition and get better service.
Yeah, I've seen PlayStation TV expand their service. Now includes a lot of Google and Apple services. So it's kind of interesting to see that. You think we're streaming or not? I don't know.
That's weird because this stuff popped up, but it still says offline. But this says we're streaming.
Why don't you hit refresh on that?
Okay. Okay, yeah, now it says we're live. All right. But yeah, so just kind of one of those things that the one thing I do like was there were a couple shows on YouTube Red that I thought looked pretty good. Not enough to pay for YouTube Red for me personally, but there was one, I think it was called Mindfield. It was the guy from Vsauce, and it looked like he did a lot of cool stuff on that show. The first episode was free, and he did an experiment where he locked himself in a room for 3 days, and nothing in the room, just like a bathroom and water and stuff. So, but to pay for YouTube Red just for a couple shows, that I didn't think. Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
The problem is anymore there's almost too much saturation of quality content, and it's a double-edged sword. It's good for the consumer that you have a wide range of options, but it's also bad because there are other things you like to do. You can't just, I guess you could just watch TV a lot, in your free time. So I guess that's the flip side of the coin for most people that have other things going on in their life and stuff.
Yeah.
I know you've talked a lot about different Netflix shows that you said have been really good. And I have Netflix, but I just, I'll get on there every now and again, but
right.
I just never think to want to start watching a series, you know what I mean? Unless I could, if I had a whole day I could dedicate just to watching the entire series, then that's something that I'd possibly entertain. But the fact of the matter is there's also always other stuff going on. I'm on, if I'm at the TV, I've got the console there.
Yeah.
So, and chances are there's a game that I want to play, or just, if it's not a new game, then it's like, hey, I want to hop on and play The Division for a little bit. So it's kind of, it's one of those things where, like I said, it's a double-edged sword.
Oh, yeah.
So, good to see that there's going to be even more content out there. I like the fact that it is an option for people out there. It does provide sounds like a good TV service with the DVR capability to people at a decent price. And like you said, once you pay for your internet, adding $35 on for TV, it's a pretty good deal. So it'll be interesting to see how it makes out. I think they might have watched and saw how the PlayStation TV service was going, and seeing that it hasn't flopped. It's still going, so obviously there's something there, or Google and YouTube wouldn't have moved forward
Right.
with their service. So
Right. Yeah, and so then next we have The Division is getting a free trial on consoles and PC. If you've never played it and you want to try it out, you can play 6 hours or until level 8. So yeah, if you're looking to play Division, you can try it now.
they just came out with patch 1.6.
Oh yeah.
And overall, I'm all right with it. It did change things. It changed the core things. Like you just like the one build I had was the defense build, or where I had a riot shield, and I felt pretty tanky and that I could take a beating and go toe to toe with the enemy, and not anymore. And I even changed a little bit to try to adapt, and I buffed my skill power to try to give that shield more health, and I got it to higher health than what I had pre-patch, and it was just still going down quick, and it was unfortunate because I loved that build.
Yeah.
I was very content with it. I was just really happy with it. But that being said, first Lexington Event Center mission I run, LeRae Barrett drops a Urban MDR for me, which is the semi-automatic assault rifle, and I had some pieces of the Predator's Mark gear set in my vault, so I equipped those, and those two, that weapon with that gear set together, is pretty awesome. And so I've been playing with that. Played quite a bit last night and was playing this evening before we started the show here, and it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty happy. So it's one of those things where it's still getting used to the new dynamics.
Yeah.
I think they did do a good job of for someone had said for PvE they've kind of balanced the playing field. So really, you go out there and you want to try a new gear set, you want to try something different, you're not going to get penalized. If you can make it work, you're going to pull as much weight as the next guy. You're not going to be underwhelming.
Okay.
Like it used to be. There were only certain gear sets that were I won't say not viable, but really that everybody kind of wanted to have these gear sets because they did work. And now it's kind of like all of them can carry their own weight, so that's cool. That's good. And whether it's going to bring people back to it, I doubt it. I mean, we have Ghost Recon's Wildlands coming out Tuesday, and that's going to be huge. Ubisoft said that that broke their beta test records.
I saw it.
Did it say it was 6 billion?
I didn't
hours
see the
or
number.
6 million hours, something. It was a lot of hours logged onto the beta,
right?
In a short amount of time. So that being said, we played the beta. The one night we had a little bit of issue. Oh no, that was For Honor.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any issues with the beta.
Not really.
We did have a couple freezes.
Oh, that's right.
You froze.
Yeah, I did get kicked out once.
And then I got kicked out once.
Okay.
But overall, our overall experience was pretty enjoyable. Even just for the small test sample of the beta, very promising.
I mean, that starting area was a pretty decent size, and now there's only one of, I forget how many areas.
Yes, a number of them.
So it's big.
And there's a lot of content. I mean, and what was fun was how we approached it. I mean, we both had kind of the same idea on our goals of what we wanted to do, and not everybody will want to play the game that way. Someone will approach it, to go through the story and just get the story out of the way. Other people want to be more prepared and then try to take on the story, or other people might just go with the flow, and if they hit a story mission, they'll do it, or if they find themselves off doing some side missions, they'll roll with that. But everything seemed to work really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the balance issues were weapons handled good. There was no lag. between us, so everything worked pretty smooth.
There was a good balance of if you wanted to hang back, I mean, point people out, snipe them, you can do that. Or you can, just rush in, machine guns, guns blazing. So I do like, it's not like one style was favored. And we had good luck, picking people out with the drones and taking them out, a more stealth approach. But you could do it either way.
Yeah, but I mean, and those also could go against you too in the same hand. I mean, it wasn't like, going in and picking out the targets and going slow was a surefire way, because a couple of times there we got spotted and enemies started to rush us. In the one instance, we were going after resources and the resources were blown up.
Yeah.
So in that instance, it didn't pan out for us. But then other times, we could go in, pick people off, and then start going in and gun. But whenever you get into those close quarter combat situations where you're going in loud and fast, you do run a higher risk of dying or having a harder time. Now, if you're playing with a team of 4 and you're all communicating, I think you would have a far easier time going in there with the more aggressive style and not having as much issue as just 2 people going through and doing it.
I forgot about that. That time we got after the chopper, where we got spotted and they just blow up the chopper. I was like, dang, they don't mess around.
Yeah, they didn't want us to have it. So
if they can have it, nobody can.
Yeah, we learned a lesson the hard way.
This spring, some exciting news for Twitch. They will start selling video games through the website. I guess they will have a section where you can just buy video games, but they will also have it, if a streamer's streaming World of Warcraft, right under they'll have an option where you can buy the game while you're watching, and then the streamer gets a portion of the money spent. I don't know how much, they didn't say, but I think this is a cool add-on. I mean, the one aspect, you might have people there just have a channel say, come buy this game and, give me money. But I think it'll be cool if you're watching a game, you like how they're playing, you like the game, then if you want to buy it, you're going to buy it anyway. You can just click it, buy right there, and then you support that streamer. And, I mean, it's kind of a win-win to me in that instance.
On the flip side of that, I'll argue that they'll have to be competitive with the price to go and kind of have a chance of selling a game compared to like Amazon.
Yeah.
If you're an Amazon Prime member, you get, it's either 15 or 20% off new releases. So for me, if I'm watching Twitch, I've already got the game and I'm kind of watching people to kind of get a strategy of what I want to do or see how they're doing things. Or B, yes, I'm watching a game to do the research, and if I can get that game for cheaper through Twitch than I could Amazon, then that would be a viable option, because I like the idea of supporting the streamers. So it's one of those things where I like their idea, but I think to be competitive, I don't know if they're going to be able to provide the pricing to compete with.
Yeah, probably
Amazon.
not. But if you don't have Prime, I mean, it's like if you're going to get it anyway.
Yeah, if you don't have Amazon Prime, then you probably could care less where you get it. But then in that case, if you're watching Twitch and you're looking at a game and you can support the streamer that you're watching get the game, then you would most likely get it through there. So while I don't think they're going to set the world ablaze with their game sales,
no,
I think that the people that stream games will see a benefit to this. Maybe not to the extremes, but I'm sure that in some instances, it's going to help them out. It's not going to hurt them.
Right.
So that is exciting. So we'll have to see what their pricing is and see how competitive they are. And you would think that with their ties to companies,
that's what I was just going to bring up. If you are a Prime member, I mean, they do have that Twitch Prime tied to Amazon Prime. I wonder if the price will
Well,
will
Twitch might
reflect
be.
that, or
Well, maybe Twitch is selling them through Amazon.
maybe.
Maybe when you order it off of Twitch, you're ordering it through Amazon. And if that's the case, then if you are a Prime member, then you're going to get the lower price, and you're going to help support the people that you like watch streaming. So, I mean, this potentially could be epic. And now that you brought up about the fact that there is the Twitch Prime, this is really an interesting thing, which could be really good for gamers and streamers.
From what I saw, they didn't say anything about it, but we'll have to keep our eye out on that. So that's pretty cool. Going back to Ghost Recon Wildlands, I guess Bolivia has been complaining about its portrayal in the game. Bolivia is ranked up there for the coca leaves that they used to make cocaine. So I guess I think there is some drug trade there, but as I say, they weren't happy with, you go into Bolivia and it's just, chaos over the drug trade in the game. But they said that they have standing for legal action, but would rather use diplomatic negotiation. I don't know what that entails, but Ubisoft has come out and said,
they want money. That's what that entails. They want money, which I don't blame them. But it's kind of like the Lindsay Lohan lawsuit against Grand Theft Auto. It's like they come out and at the very beginning of the Wildlands, they say this is a work of fiction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where you can't, I mean, how many movies and books and stuff have been written that slam different things, and sometimes they do get sued, but I think this is just one of those instances where I think maybe Bolivia's thinking they might be able to make a quick dime off of Ubisoft.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know if anyone was planning on going to Bolivia before this game came out, and they're like, no, we're not because of this game. But
well, and on the, what's funny is I didn't think the way they portrayed Bolivia in the game, I didn't think was that bad. It was just, I mean, hell, like Grand Theft Auto portrays the United States in a way that you don't see America suing Rockstar. I mean, I don't think, it didn't, I mean, so what? Bolivia has drugs. They have cartels. What? America has drugs. We have cartels. It's just, it's one of those things where I don't get it.
No, so I mean, Ubisoft said they picked Bolivia because of the landscapes and the beautiful culture. I mean, which the landscapes are incredible. I mean, I talked about when we were playing, like you're going through the mountains and there's just like a village in the mountains and it looks really cool. So I mean, I doubt we'll see much from this. But,
I mean, if anything, they've probably promoted travel to Bolivia.
Yeah.
If the countryside, like you said, if it is half as beautiful as it is in that game, people would be. That might interest people in going there, because it does look like a really interesting place. But, oh well, we'll see.
Yeah. Microsoft has announced Xbox Game Pass. It's a service, $10 a month, and I guess it kind of comparable to like Netflix for Xbox games. I guess they'll have games that you can go in and play. They'll change some out every month like Netflix does. Some will come and go. And if you're playing it and you want to buy the game, you can get it for I think like 20% off or something. So it's kind of a cool service. Now it was brought up in a couple articles I saw about hurting GameStop and other stores, and I don't think it will.
I think it potentially could hurt GameStop. I mean, GameStop, I think the only reason that they really survive is the fact that people can trade in games towards new games there. And it's becoming more and more, I mean, now that you can get discounts on games through different places and you can get them the same day they come out, and I just think that the draw to go to a physical store is becoming less and less, especially with digital downloads, and it's one of those things where I think that I think we will see the fall of GameStop before too long.
I think we will too. I mean, no matter what, we'll see that. I don't know if this service. I don't think the service will do it. It might hurt.
It's not going to help it.
It's not certainly not going to help it. But yeah, I think either way. I don't know how soon, but yeah, I agree with you. I think GameStop's on the way down. I mean, I went in there today, and I was surprised. It's been a little bit since I've been in there, probably a couple months at least, and they had a lot more. Not just games, but like
other merch,
yes. Which was kind of cool to look through. They had like those little statues, a bunch of those
yes.
new ones, and so it's kind of cool. But I mean, I just don't go in there enough to.
I mean, you went in there to pre-order a game, which you should have had done a long time ago. But we're not going to go there now. But if you wouldn't do that, if you would have, I mean, you could easily just have gotten that off of Amazon Prime for less, which you could have, and got that the same day it came out and got it for cheaper. But it's one of those things where I think they're starting to realize that they can't rely on video game sales alone. So that's why they're doing that merchandise. And I think they've always teamed up with a company named Think Geek. I think is the name of the company, and kind of sell the stuff that you were talking about, which, yeah, isn't bad, but at the same time, you know, their prices are semi-competitive. I mean, you know, if you can, the problem is nowadays with everything being so transparent, where you can get on the internet and see if you're getting a deal or not, and then at the same time, while you're there seeing if you can get a deal, you can purchase that item and have it shipped to your house, and you know what I mean. It's getting to the point where they need to, you know, they need to make sure they're on point, and I just don't think they're doing it. They're not doing anything to entice me to want to come to their store.
No.
So.
What was it? Oh, and I was also going to get a controller for the Wii U while I was there, and they didn't even have that. So I mean, it's kind of like, well, I should have just gotten it on Amazon and gotten it, because I know they'll have it.
Yeah. Yep.
And then last topic, I just saw an article and I thought it was interesting. I didn't even read the article, but the head was "Video games for adults on the rise," and that kind of struck me. I was like, well, I mean, to me, I always thought that it was a majority of adults that played games. So I looked up the statistics for the U.S. and it's close. Like under 18 is 27%, 18 to 35 is 29%, 36 to 49 is 18%, and then what really surprised me was 50 and above is 26%. I didn't realize that many people above 50 were playing video games, but I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I was just surprised. So I don't know. I just thought that article was, I guess, being in this zone or whatever, I guess we see and know, you know, a lot of adults that play video games, but I guess if you didn't know, you would, I guess there are people that think it's just all kids. I don't know.
Yeah, to a degree. I mean, like I said, I think that our perception of it and our knowledge of it, because we game, is skewed.
Yeah.
So, because I know I play with, you know, in the division, I play with a lot of different people, and some you can tell are younger, but for the most part, you can tell you're playing with a grown-up crowd. You don't get a lot of that stuff that you get in Call of Duty and, and Battlefields and stuff. I mean, for the most part, you're playing with mature players that you know, talk and want to work together, and you know. So, but the 26% of the 50 and above is kind of surprising. To what degree they're playing games, I don't know if they're saying like cell phone games.
That's true.
Or what is considered video games.
Yeah. Hearts on the computer.
Yeah, solitaire.
That's probably 25% of those people.
Yes. Yeah. Not none of them. I guarantee you, none of the 50-year-olds are active Vive players or on. You know.
I was playing Call of Duty. I think this was last week, and I got in a match, and there were like 4 or 5. They must have been in a party. But, I mean, they sounded pretty young, you know, probably 13, 14. And it was just kind of weird because I was like, man, I feel like one of the oldest people playing this game right now.
And you know what? You might have been, yeah. And unfortunately, the kids still think Call of Duty's fun and stuff, but the adults have moved on to more refined games where there's a little more thinking and along with instead of the run and gun and the twitch and stuff. I mean, you look at games like Counter-Strike where the people practice and practice and practice, and it's as much playing the game for fun as it is playing the game, like you're training. Making sure you know those angles of the grenades and know the choke points and know all this stuff. That's a lot. It's a lot more complex than your Call of Duties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kind of would probably deter young people. They'd be saying, "Oh, this game sucks," but Counter-Strike is, they have E-League for Counter-Strike, so obviously its popularity is there. It's just the demographic that it targets. It targets a more mature crowd for the competitiveness.
Yep. So that's all our topics. Actually last week I did cancel my World of Warcraft subscription.
Damn, you beat me. I just did mine today.
Oh, really?
Shit. Oh, man. I thought I beat you to the guy, and I thought, Nick's going to be disappointed. I canceled WoW. And then you beat me. You were like hardcore into it.
I know. I dropped off quick.
Damn.
I was looking for a game to play, and which wasn't really smart because Breath of the Wild is coming out, tomorrow. But anyway, I was looking for a game to play, and I thought I was on Steam and I saw Knights of the Old Republic, the first one, and I played it when I was younger, but I never got far, so I installed it. It was like $10. And I started playing through it, and it's pretty good so far. I mean, I enjoy the story. I mean, the gameplay. I mean, the graphics aren't that good, but the gameplay is okay. But
the gameplay and the story were what won it. Oh, it's awards and stuff. It was renowned for that. Mostly the story. Back then, the graphics. I mean, obviously now it's not going to be the graphics. The gameplay was pretty good too.
I did download a program that you can play in widescreen, which helps. It's pretty wonky though, but
it used to be in 4:3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn.
So the widescreen helps.
Well, and then it must have originally been on Xbox and never.
I think it was
co-released on PC. Well, I guess PC back in the day used to be 4:3 aspect ratio all the time too. So.
Yeah, I know. I originally had it on Xbox,
but I never thought of that. Yeah, you would have to. God damn, have it modded just to play it.
Yeah.
We got Logan coming out this week.
Oh yeah.
Excited for that. We talked about it a little last week. I think this week I'm even more excited, probably because it's closer. It's within the grasp of watching.
I'm bummed I have to work tomorrow because I really want to see it tomorrow, but
it's all right. Yeah. We'll be able to. Well, we wouldn't all be able to go see it tomorrow, so we're gonna wait for Mike. So, but yeah, we're gonna go. You have off all Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because we're gonna. I think we're gonna try to watch that a little earlier because the UFC there's pay-per-view on tomorrow or Saturday night that's supposed to be pretty good. So,
okay. So good.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be really good.
I saw in one of the newer clips, it looked like the girl had like a claw that came out of her foot.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty
I saw
cool.
that. Yeah, that's. I mean, you would think about it. You might not use it as often. You could. I mean, if you practice some sort of karate or kung fu or taekwondo or something where you did kicks, I mean, a leg spike would be very handy.
Yeah.
Not to mention also for climbing. I mean, you think about like Wolverine could climb, and he uses claws, but they require a lot of upper body strength, which the guy has. But I mean, hell, you could just if you had foot spikes, you'd be a lot easier on you. I saw an article this week. It was the top 15 Wolverine kills, and I read it and I was like, man, this is really cool. I mean, it
was it movies or like everything?
No, it was mostly comic book.
Okay.
And how some of the whenever he killed Jean Grey, I guess in the comic books he's killed her like 7 times.
Oh, wow.
Because the Phoenix keeps bringing her back.
Yeah.
So, just and how he killed, Sabretooth and Omega Red, and how one time he went in and killed all the Marvel heroes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, some crazy stuff, but reading those kind of made me want to, pick up like one of the series if they made them, and I'm sure they do. I'm sure you can probably pick up like a whole series of the comics in a book.
Yeah.
And read the whole series in one book. But it definitely made me want to do that, and now that I think about it, I'd entertain, reading that on some of the other levels, like like Iron Man. I wouldn't mind reading some Iron Man once too, because I like Iron Man too.
I always thought Batman would be a cool one to read some of the comics.
Well, the thing that's interesting about Batman is it's almost like, you look at like Wolverine and like Iron Man, and they're not guys that are just going to go out and solve like a kidnapping or a murder or something. But you think about Batman, and yeah, he'll fight the supervillains and stuff, but he's also the kind of guy that I could see, and I could see myself getting into the story where he was going after, like he was investigating a kidnapping or something, and not and it doesn't have to be anybody famous. It doesn't have to be like the kidnapping of Robin. He could be just investigating kidnapping, and I think that would be interesting because it's just kind of like I see Batman doing that.
Yeah.
And his protecting of Gotham. I see him taking on those kinds of things from time to time. Which I think would be an interesting, storyline. Whether, you could make a whole graphic novel out of it is another thing. But
Right. He said, "You'll never guess who's up the duff." I'm not sure what that means.
I don't know, Big Nips 99. I don't know. Who is up the duff? That's the question. He says we'll never guess it, which we won't. But we want to know. Oh, now we got another viewer. I bet you that viewer wants to know who's up the duff.
Maybe we'll turn this into a segment.
Yeah.
Who's up the duff?
Yeah.
Hillary Duff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think anybody's up there.
But that's one thing that they did a little bit in the Nolan movies, like this detective side, but I don't know if any of the movies really went into it that much. I mean, there was like the one scene where there was a bullet hole in the brick and he had it and figured out what bullet it was and that stuff. But I mean, that's his name, the world's greatest detective, but they never really cover it too much.
Right. Have you seen the new trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
Where they have Kurt Russell as Peter Quill's father. I think that looks pretty good. That was a pretty good trailer.
That's another. I mean, I don't know anything about him or his dad, so I have no idea. So it's kind of cool not knowing. There's actually gonna be some surprise.
Yeah. I thought it looks like it's gonna bring the good action, and then
Big Nip said this week on Who's Up the Duff.
E. Wheatley, yes. But you never answered the question, Big Nips. We want to know who's up the duff.
Yeah, it sounds like you know.
Yeah, he knows, or she knows. They know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was funny whenever Gamora had the gun and he goes, "Oh, you're gonna do guns too." I thought that was pretty funny. It looks like it's just going to be as humorous as before, but it looks like they are expanding who is a Guardian, where it looked like at the end of the first one it was just the 5.
Yeah.
Now it looks like, I can't think of his name. The guy with the mohawk.
Yeah, Michael Rooker's character.
Him and the Mantis, which is, I think, the girl that has the alien things, and then it also looked like
Cheryl Dubacher and Ian Beale.
That's who, lads.
Do you know any of those people?
No, but judging by the lads, I'm guessing that Big Nips is from Europe.
That might be an assumption.
It could be. I could be profiling. This could be bad for the show. I better not do that.
forgot what we were doing. Oh, Michael Rooker. Yeah, I can't remember that guy's name.
But he looks like he's going to be part of the group. And then it looked like, I can't think of Gamora's sister that was the bad girl, that she might help out.
Please Google Ian Beale.
Uh-oh. Now he threw a mate in there, which makes me think he might be an Australian. Crikey! All right, we're going to get racist. No!
Oh,
no!
They called you on it.
Oh, no!
Ian Beale. It's a fictional character from the BBC soap opera EastEnders.
Manchester United. He likes
it.
I think he probably likes the soccer.
Did you hear?
Everybody over there likes the soccer.
Did you hear the guy from EA is leaving his job to coach? Which team was it? To coach one of the soccer teams. Sorry, I don't follow soccer, but
you mean football?
Football, yeah.
You don't follow
correctly.
football?
Yeah.
World's football?
I don't.
Not what Americans play.
No, but he's leaving EA to go coach soccer.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You get to do your dreams.
Wonder if I Google. We really should have it set up so we can Google Ian Beale. I've got nothing left. Okay. We should really set this up so they can see like a portion of the screen. So if we do stuff like this.
I've got nothing left, or I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I've got. So this turned up a bit. Hopefully not.
I've got nothing left.
We can't hear on our speakers for some reason.
We've lost our sound.
They might have just heard that, but
because it's
because it's showing up on OBS, but
so they heard it, we didn't.
Yeah, I don't know why we're not hearing it.
Because you need to change it. Yeah, he is a fan of Manchester United. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
He's leaving EA to be of Liverpool.
There. Yes. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
See, now these people are fans, football fans from around the world. The real football fans are a little more hardcore than the American football fans. They really get into it in the stadiums, and their stadiums hold a lot more people than the American stadiums. So,
well, from now on, I'll say I'm a Manchester United fan.
Oh, you can't say that. That's
just because he has a big nips.
Yeah.
I'm a big Manchester United fan. Why? Big nips.
Because of big nips. People might look at that a little. You might have people looking at you a little awkward.
Probably.
There. But that's all right. I don't think you're gonna fix it. Not while we're on the air.
Well, I'll play it for you guys.
I've got nothing left.
Hopefully it's not too loud.
Or there's not any vulgar language.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's all right.
This wasn't screened.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Hopefully it worked out well. We'll have to fix the speaker.
We'll have to watch it later.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what else is going on. We got I think we got Breath of the Wild coming out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that! He's got your back.
You look after Big Nips, and Big Nips will look after you.
That's good.
All right, Big Nips.
All right. That's good to know.
No, we couldn't hear it. For some reason, it's not playing it through the speakers here. But yeah, we'll watch it later.
We had technical difficulties in the studio here.
We weren't prepared for that.
Where's the wrench? We'll figure it out. But Breath of the Wild tomorrow. I think Horizon Zero Dawn already came out, and I think it's gotten pretty good reviews. So it's one of those things where we're starting to enter the season for some good games.
I wouldn't mind recording some Ghost Recon May if we play together a little bit.
Or we could stream too.
Or stream it, yeah. Yeah, we could do that too.
Thought about that. I thought about starting to do that as far as maybe streaming some, logging into the Twitch account here and streaming.
We could even get something set up here, and then if either of us want to come, or both of us want to come.
Well, I mean, or we could stream at home too via the channel. Because I mean, the thing is we both play quite a bit, and it also give our viewers something to talk about whenever we, they can chastise us for how much we
yeah.
suck,
Yeah, that'll be a blast.
Yeah. Nothing we're not used to hearing, but
No.
so, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see, for the division. Like I said, I played quite a bit last night. Played a little bit this evening. Played a lot.
If you ever go Liverpool, hide your blank in your socks. 1 minute you have an iPhone 7, the next you can afford a Nokia.
Whoa! Wow!
Hopefully.
Wow! That's bad. If I ended up with a Nokia N-Gage, I'm not going to Liverpool. That's how it works over there.
Hopefully, one of the other 2 viewers are in Liverpool.
Yeah, we could start a war. I would think that. You can't even afford a Nokia N-Gage. Wow.
Well, 1 minute you have an iPhone 7, the next minute you can't afford a Nokia. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Because I think they're giving those away these days. the Nokia N-Gage. I think that was a pretty big flop. But
it's pretty late over there, isn't it? I forget how
or
far
is it
ahead.
early?
I'm pretty sure they're later. Are you guys later than us? Was it like 5 hours or something?
Big Nips could be waking up to GNT.
Oh,
This
yeah.
could be like the morning news show.
I'm gonna say, it'd probably be like at least 2 o'clock or something like that.
Oh, you're way
I
off.
know,
You don't know your time zones.
Yeah, I am.
But you better Google that. What time is it in Manchester? Right now.
Right now.
And the survey says
1:42.
Oh, it is. That's a late night viewing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice. If you're from Liverpool, meet me at Dock in 45 minutes. I'll be wearing my Manchester United away shirt. Oh, unfortunately, we're a little ways away from. Yeah, we'd have to take a flight over.
Well, we're not from Liverpool, so we wouldn't be meeting them at the docks anyways. We don't want to fight him. He's a fan of the show. No. He's got to subscribe. Hell, he's diehard. 2 a.m. He's choosing to watch us. That's what I'd like to see.
No, we're from East Coast of the U.S.
Yeah, we're not gonna be going to. We're not gonna be meeting you at the docks.
Well, maybe we'll take a boat over. We'll just pull up to the dock.
Yeah, meet us there in about 6 months. We'll be there.
It's a sailboat.
Could be a sailboat. Depends on how much funds we put together.
Yeah.
But.
Yep. So coming up on some exciting games and stuff. So I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. So you meant to the Liverpool viewers. Okay. So to all Liverpool viewers,
Liverpool. To you Liverpool viewers, Big Nips wants to rumble.
Said I'll battle the Scousers
with his N-Gage. Look out! Now that guy means business. I mean, after you say that,
we're from Atlanta.
No,
a little north.
No, we're from close to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. So.
Been to Atlanta. Not from.
You've been there. I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I drove past it.
That was one thing you were talking about. Guardians. I remember when we went out to Philly. We saw Michael Rooker, and he did a big talk.
Oh, about those.
I remember. Yeah, you were there, right?
I wasn't there. No, I wasn't there.
And he was talking about Guardians, and he said that after the first one, he said he made sure he wanted a bigger part in the second one because I guess he was kind of upset he wasn't. He was in the first one a little bit, but
I was in it quite a decent
part. But yeah, I guess he wanted more time in the second one. So,
and then also while we go to Michael Rooker, we might as well discuss The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Last couple episodes.
It's losing it for me. It really is. I mean, I saw the writing on the wall that Eugene was gonna cave quick, so it's no surprise there.
No.
The shocking thing is why he didn't just give him the pills. They could have slipped him to Negan and killed him.
Unless, and I thought this from the start, I thought like Negan set it up. I thought he sent those girls in to try to make a pill, and then if he would have, Negan would have punished him or taken him out. But
I don't think, because I think if the biggest threat was Eugene making the bullet and giving it to Rosita, and Rosita almost killing Negan.
Yeah.
So at that point, if he was worried about Eugene Smarts being a threat, he would have killed him right then and there.
Yeah.
He wants to use him.
Mm-hmm.
He sees potential for Eugene. And at first I kind of thought, in one hand, Eugene was...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Spoilers. He says 7 episodes behind. Frankie says, relax, mate. Okay, yeah, spoilers.
Yeah, sorry, Big Nips. You got to get the hell out of here. We're going to talk Walking Dead here. So if you haven't seen last week's episode, we're going to totally ruin the shit out of it.
You brought up Atlanta.
Yeah, you did this. This was all you're doing. So, well, let's just back her down a notch and not spoil anything more for our friend here. I overall, this season has been very lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's been really driving me away. They've just really kind of they've really kind of just gone off from what the tried and true.
I'll see you later, Big Nips.
See you, Big Nips. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I'm sure. I have my opinion, and I'm sure other people are pleased with it or are fine with it. It's just one of those things where I just don't understand why they're doing what they're doing, and it just like a lot of the decisions that the characters are making in the show are illogical, and I just.
Oh, thanks, Big Nips.
Hey, he's gonna meet us in the pub. All right,
We'll
first round's on us. But it's one of those things where I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not a big fan. I'm just. It's really losing interest to me, and I've watched it. It's probably one of the only shows that I've really watched each season religiously through and through, and from the start to the end, and it's kind of sad because it's just really weird how they're, like I said, how they're handling this season.
Overall, I think the season's been okay. I think it's kind of been going downhill since, I'd say the peak for me was probably like beginning of season 5. When they blew up Terminus and then took out the Terminus people at the church. I think from then it's kind of been going downhill a little bit. The thing that's keeping it for me is I hear people who've read the comics talk about all-out war between Negan and Rick's group, and how it's a big chunk of the comics, and I've seen many people say it's really good, some of the best part of the comics. So that's kind of what has me going. I'm hoping that all this setup pays off. Maybe even in season 8, I don't know, but.
I don't know if they're going to. Well, they already said that Negan's going to be in season 8, so I think all we're going to see the rest of this season is them preparing.
Yeah.
And the thing, I get it, I get that, and okay, you're preparing, but just they haven't portrayed the argument for what they're doing. They haven't made it clear. They haven't made it strong enough to make it logical. It just seems like whenever they're trying to do all this stuff and they're trying to be illogical in all their movements and all their doings and stuff, this season just seems like, it was really 2 episodes ago with what Rick did when he was facing that walker. Really just, that was like, I think you could have put day 1 Rick in there. First day out the hospital, Rick, and he would have done a better job against that walker than than Rick did, and than current Rick.
I mean, he would have done at least as well as Rick did.
He couldn't have done any worse.
Yeah.
I mean, the zombie. Well, I guess he could have got impaled, but the zombie didn't have teeth, so it couldn't have bit him. He did get punctured. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know at what point this season really turned sour for me, but right now it's not doing anything to redeem itself in my eyes either.
I did feel like they're kind of milking the whole Negan thing, because I mean, we started getting hints about him like back in season 6 towards the beginning, and I thought, okay, we'll probably get introduced to him like halfway through season 6 and then start this conflict. Well, we didn't see him till the end, pretty much season 7, and now we're getting through all of season 7 and still not too much has happened. So I think they could have sped it up a little bit,
or at least put more have the zombies be
Yeah.
more prevalent.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole let's take 2 cars and mow down the zombies was okay, but it was just at the end of it, whenever they parked the cars right in the middle of the herd and there's all these
Yeah.
zombies around, let's just get out, and nothing can bite us in the back or in the ankle. I mean, come on, that's so stupid. Right. I mean, the risk to reward factor there was minimal. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't like that part, because I mean, it used to be like if they ran into a big group of walkers, they would either have to run away or somebody was probably going to get bit, and so you're going to lose someone. I mean, right there, they're like you said, they're in that big group and they're just pushing them away and run through all of them, and it's like, oh yeah, we can do it.
Maybe. Okay, if that's how it's going to be now, but make it be like, oh man, as the walkers further decay, they become less of a threat because they're not as maybe make it look like they are kind of dying off, but they're not doing that. Mm-hmm. They're not even they're not even giving them enough attention as they should be. I mean, that's what this show is about. Walking Dead, zombies. They should always be the most imminent danger aspect of that world, and they've taken such a back seat at this point. I mean, such a back seat. Mm-hmm. And all this melodrama with the different warring factions and all this stuff. And you have like your extremes, like the leader of Hilltop, and he just seems just like, how the hell did he survive that long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get how Eugene did because he lied about it. But like this guy, being a prick would get you survivability in the...
You think someone by now would have said, either kicked him out or taken over as leader or something.
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, even if he is a likable guy, he's been a prick to the new people, Rick's group, so, I mean, they're not likely to, they're likely to kill, like, in the old days, they'd have been likely to just kill him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know at what point the season turned sour for me. But
and one thing that I saw someone point out and I didn't really like was it used to be like every episode you'd probably get 1 or 2 cool zombie kills, and it's like even when Rick killed that zombie, they didn't even show it. They just you heard the noise, but it's like I wish we could see.
Yeah,
some
it would
more.
have been a good thing. Greg Nicotero prides himself on all these good special effects, and we'll go to the second part of that, and where I'm going with that was that didn't show that that could have been a really neat kill, and then you go on top of that, you go to Rick standing on top of that garbage piles, looked like some high school project of. Let's shoot something on a green screen.
I was actually going to try to find a picture of it and put it behind us for this episode and be like, hey guys, we're on the set of The Walking Dead.
Or we could have been like,
still do that, but...
hey, we just kicked that zombie's ass. But yeah, I mean, they make so much money off of that show. Spend a little bit on the special effects. I mean, that scene probably all told was maybe on top of the garbage piles, maybe 30 seconds. You can't tell me that they couldn't have invested a decent amount of money to make that 30 seconds look good as opposed to can-hammered shit. And then on top of that, when you're editing, you don't see that plane that everybody points out, and then everybody's like, "Oh, there's a plane! Oh, there's a plane!"
Yeah.
You know, oh, that wasn't supposed to be in there. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah, this isn't an amateur YouTube video. You know, this is, you know, the
season 7.
the best, one of the best shows on television, one of the most popular. You know, what was I gonna say?
That scene sucked. Yeah,
Well,
I agree. All right.
as of maybe they're spending too much money on that, on the fake tiger. I don't know.
I don't think
know.
the tiger. No, I see that. No, the tiger. Someone said to me that they thought that the tiger looked fake. I didn't think. I have no
I'm pretty
qualms
sure
with
it is.
Yeah, but I have no qualms with the
No,
tiger.
it looks good.
Yeah, the CGI on that is satisfactory.
Yeah.
But come on, that garbage scene was horrible. It's an embarrassment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's another thing that kind of. Are you kidding me? You know, we watched this show. I mean, the viewers make that show what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me that whenever you break records all the times for your season premieres and your season finales,
Yeah.
that you can't invest the money to make a 30-second scene, look acceptable? I mean, come on.
I know people say it's dropping the viewers, but they're still around 10 million, which for a TV show is still good. I mean, they're not breaking the records like they did a couple years ago, but I mean, 10 million viewers a week is still
Well,
good
with
for,
special effects like that, they're close to losing one more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just almost disrespectful. It really is, because it's like, you know, you pride yourself on your special effects, and that was such a horrible looking scene on so many levels. I mean, if I was the actor that plays Rick Grimes, I would have been embarrassed of that scene. You know, I mean, who watches that to edit it? At what point do they say, okay, yep, that looks good, that's going to be production, that's you know, that's what we're showing
Yeah.
on TV? I don't. That guy needs fired.
And it's one of those things where I hope that it was more of a like an AMC thing where I don't know this but I hope that some of the creative people were like, no, we need to go redo this. But then maybe someone further up was like, no, we're just gonna do it. But I don't know what happened with that.
It was subpar, and to a level that is embarrassing.
And I mean, we live in a day where I know this isn't a Star Wars movie, but where we can bring people back to life.
Well, you
and
look
have
at,
them in
in
movies.
Yeah, and we're not even asking you to, like I said, 30-second scene. We're not asking you to break the bank, but
Right.
don't be stingy bastards to the point that it looks like shit. You know, I mean, that looked like shit. I mean, bar none. I mean, it was a laughing stock.
Yeah.
You know, and then on top of that, then we'll go back to so you edit it and you say, okay, that looks all right. You don't pick up on the airplane in the background. I mean, I get it. I mean, you probably have only a handful of people doing the editing and stuff, but you know, and then you have like you said, 10 million people watch it and somebody finds that airplane. But whenever you're doing a show like that, and you can't screw up like that.
No,
you can't
no.
do that. And then have to make a retraction and say, oh, that was screwed up. That wasn't supposed to be in there. I mean, in a show where you do hint, you know, they do drop these little hints from time to time.
Why not write in a storyline? They could do it during the commercials like they did with Fear the Walking Dead. Have a storyline where there's this group that are trying to get an airplane running so they can, I don't know, go somewhere. I don't know. They have better writers than me, and then
I don't know. I mean, how they can't find anybody to do good editing for them.
But don't say anything about it, and then come back later and be like, oh, that's what that plane was, you know, just to come out and say, oh yeah, no, that was a screw up. It's like, oh, yeah.
It's just such disappointment. But you know, I guess
yeah.
you know, they're making their money, so they really probably don't give a shit at this point. So
I hope not, but it could be. And I did find on YouTube someone put up that last scene from Rogue One, and of the Darth Vader going through the hallway. Like someone taped it in the theater. I watched that again. I was like, oh my goodness, that scene is unbelievable. Like I flip out every time I watch it. I mean, I feel like a little kid on Christmas. Like that scene with Darth Vader is just.
I think
awesome.
You know, I said that when that movie came out, I was really impressed with how good it was. You know, and I still to this day think it was really good. It was Yeah, I think it was better than episode 7. You know.
I'll agree with that.
Um,
Yeah, I'm excited for it to come out on DVD
yeah, it's
or
not
Blu-ray.
till April, I think.
Yeah,
So.
but yeah, yep, that's it. Pretty much it. As always, I'll be putting this on SoundCloud, iTunes. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel. Go subscribe there, and we'll see you next time.